Hi, I'm Coach Christine. This is my podcast. It's the Your Empty Nest Coach podcast, and we're on episode 134. If you are new here, know that I tend to use terms I've introduced in prior episodes. Should you feel a bit lost when this happens, I invite you to use my show notes for a list of earlier episodes to get caught up. High level, I'm all about coaching you to become the CEO of your life. And in my world, CEO stands for Conscious Effective Olympian. In this episode, I talk about the why for my family's upcoming move. We talk about how to prepare for college breaks. And of course, we are celebrating our wins and more. I appreciate that you pressed play on this episode today. Here we go. This podcast is my gift to you, a parent adjusting to the idea of an empty nest, or possibly a student who's wondering how your parents are feeling about you heading out on your own. These podcast episodes will have a base of life coaching infused with reminders to cheer yourself on, and maybe with a dash of my alter ego Sally, the hotline video operator, popping in from time to time. I'm here to remind you that you should be your own biggest fan. My amazing friend, did you get a chance to listen to my last episode where I interviewed a client of mine? I can't thank Jennifer enough for the time she made to share with us. As a reminder, you may submit feedback, questions, or comments to any section of these episodes by leaving me a message, text, or audio on my Google Voice number. That's 1-920-LIFE-WIN or 920-543-3946. Of course, you'll find that in my show notes too, if you're looking for it later. All of my offerings, podcast show notes, transcriptions of the episodes, and more can be found on my website, youremptynestcoach.com. I'm thrilled to share with you that this podcast episode is sponsored by Superpass. Superpass enables creatives to have a slick Netflix-style platform with a modern and easy-to-use feel, making it easy to browse resources. Superpass powers our Empty Nest Success online community, which is coming soon. A special thanks to Superpass for providing a space for our empty nest flock to fly to. My wish for you today, my amazing friend. My wish for you today is that you are present enough in your day today to notice something you wouldn't have otherwise, whether it be someone hurting that you can offer assistance to, an opportunity for you, or anything in between. May your mind be clear and may your eyes and ears be open to it. New things. First up, our move. I'm going to talk a little bit about this today, tell you a little more about our why. But the status is that 2 weeks from today is our moving weekend. Our house sold in 3 days, and it has been a whirlwind. Our daughter, as of today, isn't attending grad school. Yes, she got into her dream programs, but in the end, the financials didn't make sense for her, at least for this year. So she's coming home for a bit, and our nest won't be so empty again. Hubby and I are going to enjoy having her home for as long as she's with us. As for the Empty Nest Success app, that's slow going with the move, but I hope to have a portion of it available within the next 2 weeks for some of my flock members to begin testing it. If you've already reached out to me, please know that I'll be in touch soon. If you are interested in testing it out, let me know. Email me or DM me. And of course, there's private coaching spots. I have 2 spots remaining in May. If you are a regular listener, you already know that in the Your Empty Nest Coach part of my life, my private coaching clients are top tier. They're my absolute favorites. We have weekly private Zoom calls, I send you resources, and you have a line of communication with me between sessions. It's so much fun, and I'd love to work with you. Ask Coach Christine. One of the ideas I have about this segment is to turn it into more than just a segment of a podcast episode. I would love to get enough questions that I can answer them Monday through Friday and share a win with them. So don't be shy if you have a question for me to answer. For today, a recent question I received is, Christine, how should I prepare for having my college student back home? And my response? I love this question so much because it really is important to think about ahead of time. The most important thing to remember is that your college student, if they actually made it to campus, has changed. It could be a big change or a small change, but they are not the same student who left last time. And they are definitely not the same child that lived in your house at age 10, 12, 14, etc. So your now emerging adult deserves to have the opportunity to show who they are now. Let's be real, you might have changed since they left, and you might want them to know who you are. So my top tip is to recognize that they'll be different and take the opportunity to get to know the child of any age who's walking through your door. And also remember that it's time for the relationship to mature. I have a 4-part series on this on Instagram and TikTok if you want to check it out. If you have a question you want me to focus on in an upcoming episode, use that Google Voice number, 1-920-LIFE-WIN. Leave a voicemail message or text your question to me. I do consider all submissions. My lessons learned. What have I learned recently? Know where you are heading, but don't be set on how you're going to get there. I have talked about this in prior episodes, and I talk about it often with coaching. My spiderweb episode mentions it a bit, but I've had it play out in my life recently, and there was this incredible moment where I realized what happened. And this is where I share a bit about why we are moving. I'm about to be super transparent with you, and I did get the okay from my hubby to share this at a high level. He's extremely private and not on social media, so I like to ask ahead of time before I share things like this. We bought a large home a little over 3 years ago. We had been renting for years after owning a home, but one of us really missed home ownership, wanted a bit more privacy and space. The house has been incredible with the pandemic. I mean, we have been privileged enough to each have our own office space while working from home. I wasn't sold on home ownership, to be honest. While there are things I like, the extra space and being able to do whatever we want in the house are two. The maintenance of home ownership and the work that comes along with it, well, I haven't been a fan. I'd much rather create videos and content for you than clean a larger house or take care of the house. When I came home one day last month and my husband said, "I think we should move," I'll be honest, I could not call the realtor fast enough. Then when he shared about how much homes are selling for where we live and pointed out that we'd be able to pay off our daughter's college loans, well, it became a no-brainer for both of us. Those loans are no small potatoes. I promise I'm getting to the point of this lesson, so stay with me. To explain the college loans, we aren't a family who had money saved for our daughter's education. I know, go ahead and gasp. I'll wait. Our plan was that I'd work when she was in high school and we'd use that money for her college. Well, then she went 4 years early, so the solution for us was, the government loans that she could take and the parent loans for the rest of it. She did get a great merit scholarship, but let's be real, it's not like that leaves you with only $500 to pay for the year. Gosh, wouldn't that be nice? Here we are now with our daughter graduating in May, and guess what we need to start making payments on? Yes, 4 years of loans, and more loans. Feel free to judge, critique, or whatnot. That's for you to do, and it's all honestly outside of my fence. So your thoughts about what we did are for you to reflect on, not me. I share our experience because I know we aren't the only ones in this situation. And I want you to know I understand if this is you too. Jumping back to selling our home, and guess what we can do? Yes, pay off all the loans. All the loans. Rather than us living in this big house with college loans, we are moving to a rental where we get to live cheaper and have a maintenance-free lifestyle with no debt. I understand this isn't a choice everyone would make, but it's the one we've made, and it feels amazing. Does every parent have this ability? No, I know this. I know there are college students who aren't able to get any assistance from their parents, and I know we are privileged. My husband didn't graduate from college. I did. He had to pay for his college and tapped out very quickly. He always said the gift he wanted to give our daughter is a college degree paid for. She still obviously had to do the work, which she did, and here we are. You may be wondering, what does this have to do with where you're heading, Christine? Well, as most of you know, I have a day job, and I have this business. I love this business, but I'm not in a position where I'll leave my day job to do this full time until 2 things happen. Want to know what those 2 things are? 1, our daughter's college is paid for. 2, I make enough money in my coaching to pay for all the expenses with the business and make more than I currently make in my day job. Here's the interesting thing. Over the last few years, I had assumed that paying off my daughter's college was going to be through my coaching. I had never considered that we'd have this opportunity to sell our home in this market bubble, and that my husband, who loves this house, was going to be excited to head back to renting life. But here we are. It has fallen into place perfectly, as if it was always meant to be this way. and had to happen this way. Does this mean I get to leave my day job? Oh no, not even close. I am not one of those people that think I have to leave my day job to prove to myself that I believe in me. I mean, who am I if I can't leave my day job and believe that I can make enough money? No, that's not me. I get it. But those are someone else's thoughts about my business. I am a human who has real bills to pay. We have retirement to build up and more. And if I leave my day job, that puts a stress on not only our family, but on my coaching that I don't want there. I love coaching. I love it. I love it enough to be patient as my business grows. I love it enough to have single-digit clients per year for 5, 7, 10 years, if that's what's in store for me. I'm all good. I'm here as Coach Christine to have fun and to serve. Anything else is a drag, and I don't need that from the project I have created to bring joy and adventure into my life and into my client's life. So I've learned in this experience that knowing how you'll get to a destination is not as important as being true to yourself, being open to anything along the way, and remembering what your destination is so you don't miss it when it's gifted to you out of nowhere. Christine, where are you? Deirdre Dolan Nestline and I are continuing our Friday morning Clubhouse Declutter tips. Deirdre provides great tips for your weekend ahead. And with my move happening, this is perfect timing. If you are in Clubhouse, I invite you to follow me and Deirdre there. As always, you may check out my media and press page on my website, youremptynestcoach.com, for a list of all of my guest appearances. Celebrating you and your wins. My win? I got rid of journals that I have been moving from home to home and have never looked at. As I was going through things and preparing to box up items, I turned on the Minimalists podcast, and they reminded me that I don't need to save them. Those things might be important to you, but working on being super present in my life means that I personally don't need to look back at years and years of my thoughts because I have new ones now. And I like the growth I've made. As for your wins, I'm happy to share the last 2 weeks of wins from TikTok and Instagram. See my show notes to click through to view these wins and cheer everyone on. As always, please forgive any mispronunciations. Lisa of Not Your College Life shared, content planning done for the next 2 months. Jen of Flourishing Over 50 shared, just finished a 12-week course and made it through all the content, recordings, and homework. Jane of Ambitious Mamas shared, sometimes just the fact that I can smile. This empty nest thing. Sad face. Jane, I want to stop here and just remind you that you don't have to smile every moment. Please feel those emotions. It's okay to be sad sometimes. You are strong enough to get through them, to feel them, and get to the other side of them. I believe in you. All right, back to our next one. Jill Grimes, MD, shared, love the pod van. My Wednesday win was fighting through a new version of Photoshop. New to me, because I hadn't used it in several years, to create a new header for my website. Go, Jill! All right, I'm going to take a break. Lisa, well done on your content planning. Jen, awesome on the course and content and recordings and homework. I know how much work that is. It's a big deal. Please give yourself a pat on the back. Jane, you're going to feel those feelings, and I'm cheering you on. Jill, I can't wait to check out this new header. Now let's hear from the TikTok family. Gigi M. Green says, my win is writing the first season of my soon-to-be released audio drama. Go Gigi. Woo! Layla shared, I recently found out that my school will be able to have a safe, COVID-friendly prom and graduation this year. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I love it. Vic shared, I made up with my mom and I finally cleaned my room. Huge. Love it. Rain shared, I went to bed at a good time and got all my work done without procrastinating. Awesome. Noreen, I was able to get my first dose of the COVID vaccine. I love it, Noreen. I got mine too, and I'm waiting on my second one. This is great. I hope you're feeling okay. Sunny Day shared, even though I was worried about homework, I went to the beach with a friend. Well done. And I checked in with Sunny Day, and they said it was beautiful. Thank you all for sharing your wins. Now, my listener, I want you to take a couple of seconds here and think of a moment that happened today, small or big, that you can celebrate. Do you have it? Now take a moment to share it on social media. Tag me and I'll be thrilled to pop over and cheer you on. If you aren't on the socials, then share it with one other person via email. You have no idea how much your wins encourage and inspire others. No win is too small. As a reminder, you can always share your win with us, and you may send it to me in my DMs on social media, use my Google Voice number, yes, that's in my show notes, or pop in the comments of my Wednesday Win videos on TikTok or Instagram. Just add the microphone emoji. What's in your life's toolbox? As a reminder, these are the things that bring you joy or allow you to reset yourself in one way or another. Some are escapes that allow you the grace to have time until you're able to process deeper, or to allow your mind a bit of time to recalculate to what's next. Other things are tools and resources that allow you to do the deeper work, like this podcast, my workshops, doing coaching with me or someone else. I'd love for you to share what works for you in your life's toolbox for others to consider. Remember, these are always suggestions. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. Don't be afraid to try new things. What I have to share with you this week is that I was gifted with a Now Tone Therapy System. A sweet podcasting friend, Lee Wuhara, won it at Podfest Global Summit and was incredibly generous to gift this to me. What is it? Well, their website describes it as it's yoga for your mind. I love it. It helps me to reset and recharge in just 3 minutes. Let me give you a little listen. It comes with 2, and I'm going to turn them both on. One of the statements on their website is, helps you live in the present moment more easily. I'm all about present, so this is speaking my language. It does a great job for me too. I feel like it takes me to where I am when I'm walking through the woods alone and able to be truly present in the moment. I'm a fan. I did take video of opening it and using it, and will post it on YouTube as soon as I am able. Let's find the funny. I'm putting a link to a TikTok video in my show notes. It's an adorable cat thinking they are going to sneak attack on another one, and that catchy, oh no, no. Yeah, that's really sad. You know what I mean? That sound? That's with it, and it made me giggle out loud. What I wish my parents knew. Related to college breaks. Your children want you to know that they're going to be exhausted when they return home. And they ask that you have patience and grace with them with your expectations, especially immediately after their arrival. It is a lot for them, and they often may disappear into their room to sleep and sleep and sleep. Definitely make sure they're in a good mental state, but also don't be shocked if they want to sleep more than you've seen them do so ever before, especially with the pandemic. Navigating campus during a pandemic is no joke. Enjoy your time with them, be patient, and have fun. 2 questions for you. Question 1. How many times have you moved in your life? And question 2. What is the destination that you have your sights on for your life? As always, I provide content to make you think, my empty nest friend. My hope is that I'm able to provide you with thoughts that positively impact your life. If you enjoyed this podcast, please don't forget to share it with others. It's the best way to allow it to reach a wider audience. And of course, follow or subscribe in your favorite podcast app. I'll be back with episode 135 in 2 weeks. In the meantime, you have 133 other episodes from me to catch up on or re-listen to. And we are now at that part of the episode where I sign off after reminding you that you, my beautiful friend, are amazing. See ya. Do you hear all those sirens? I don't know if you hear them. You have to be able to hear those sirens. For the plane to pass. There's so many outside noises. Waiting for the plane to pass, plane to pass, plane to pass, waiting for the plane to pass so I can record my episode. Still listening? Yes, I'm recording this in my pod van again. I'm very curious to see if the sound quality is just as good as my last episode. It sounded like a studio. It's much better than my home. I'm debating on creating Podvan accounts on Instagram and TikTok because I think I could have fun with sharing videos there. What do you think?